Level Up listeners, and welcome back. This week, we've been focused on the foundational energy of our body and mind machine. Today, we're becoming Mythbusters. In episode 37, we're going to tackle the most common and dangerous myths about sleep, the lies we tell ourselves to justify our hustle culture habits. This is about separating fact from fiction to truly maintain your machine. Let's level up.
Now, we've often explored optimizing, your body and mind machine, how to sidestep burnout. And we've called quality sleep, well, basically a free superpower.
Absolutely. It's foundational.
But here's a thought. What if the very beliefs you hold about sleep are quietly sabotaging your efforts to actually get it?
That's a really critical point. Our beliefs genuinely shape our actions.
So today, we're becoming sleep mythbusters. We're going to tackle some really pervasive, sometimes even dangerous misconceptions.
Right.
Ideas like, oh, I'm totally fine on 5 hours, or, no worries, I'll just catch up on a weekend.
Yeah, those are classic ones.
This deep dive is all about separating fact from fiction, so you can truly maintain your machine and optimize your well-being, your performance.
And it's so important because, look, in a society that often glorifies being busy, well, these sleep myths become convenient excuses, really, justifications for self-neglect.
Like a badge of honor, being exhausted?
Exactly. We wear exhaustion like this badge, but we don't realize we're systematically degrading the very machine we rely on. So debunking these myths, it's really a critical act of self-care.
Replacing those harmful cultural narratives with the science.
With scientific truth. Precisely.
Okay, let's do it. Let's step into the myth-busting arena.
Right.
Myth number one, and it's a big one. I'm just one of those people who can get by on, say, 5 hours of sleep. You hear it all the time.
Oh, constantly. The belief is you can train your body, or you're just, naturally a short sleeper.
But what's the reality? Biologically.
The reality is, for the vast, vast majority, that's biologically impossible. We're talking over 99% of adults need somewhere between 7 to 9 hours. Period.
7 to 9. Okay.
There is an incredibly rare genetic mutation involves the DEC2 gene that lets less than 1% thrive on less, but it's a massive outlier.
Less than 1%. Wow. Okay, so for the other 99% of us, if you're consistently getting less than 7 hours, what's the actual cost? You're not really getting used to it, are you?
No, absolutely not. That's the dangerous part. You don't get used to less sleep. You get used to performing poorly.
Ah, okay.
You get used to operating at a lower level. We see measurable cognitive impairment, your focus suffers, your problem solving, emotional regulation. It all takes a hit.
And your immune system too, right?
Definitely. Your immune system weakens significantly. You become more vulnerable to, everything going around. It's not just feeling tired, it's actual, tangible performance degradation.
Performing at a lower level. That's a really key distinction.
Right.
Okay, myth number two then, this idea. I can just pay back my sleep debt on the weekend.
Ah, yes, the sleep bank account theory.
Exactly. Make withdrawals all week, big deposits Saturday and Sunday, all good.
Yeah, if only it worked that way. Look, while sleeping in on the weekend does help reduce some of that immediate fatigue.
You feel a bit better.
You feel a bit better, sure. But it does not fully reverse the negative effects of chronic sleep deprivation. Studies are pretty clear. Attention, cognitive performance, they don't just snap back to your fully rested baseline after 1 or 2 long sleeps.
So you can't actually just catch up fully.
Not in the way we think. And this whole yo-yo schedule, it really messes with your circadian rhythm.
Right.
It leads to what researchers call social jet lag. Your internal body clock is just constantly out of sync.
Which makes Monday mornings even worse.
Much harder, exactly. And it's linked to longer-term issues, too, like metabolic problems. You simply can't undo a week of consistent sleep loss in just 2 days.
Okay, that really changes how you think about weekend lions. Next up, something that seems helpful. A glass of wine or a beer before bed helps me sleep.
The alcohol is a sleep aid myth. Very common.
Because it does make you feel drowsy, right?
It does, initially. Alcohol is a sedative. But here's the catch. It severely disrupts the quality and, crucially, the architecture of your sleep later in the night.
Architecture?
Yeah.
How so?
It particularly hammers your REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep.
And REM is important for?
Oh, it's critical. REM is vital for emotional processing, consolidating memories, creativity, basically sorting things out mentally. Alcohol fragments your sleep overall, but it really suppresses REM.
So even if you're unconscious for 8 hours, you're not getting the restorative benefit.
Precisely. You wake up feeling groggy, mentally foggy, unrestored despite being asleep. It sabotages the very purpose of sleep.
Okay, wow. Let's move to a morning habit. A tempting trap. I know I fall into it sometimes. Hitting the snooze button.
Ah, the snooze button.
Those extra 9 minutes, they feel like they're gently easing you into the day. Harmless, right?
Actually, it's one of the worst things you can do for your waking brain.
Really? Worse than just dragging yourself out?
Yes, because when that first alarm goes off, your body starts a whole process of waking up. Hormones shift, body temperature changes.
Doug?
Hitting snooze repeatedly interrupts that process again and again. You keep dipping back into sleep, but it's very light, fragmented, unhelpful sleep.
And the impact of that interruption is?
It leads to something called sleep inertia. That prolonged grogginess, disorientation, feeling like you just can't get your brain online.
Yeah, that feeling.
That's sleep inertia. And hitting snooze makes it much worse and lasts much longer, sometimes for hours. You're far better off setting your alarm for when you actually need to get up.
And just getting up.
And just getting straight out of bed. It feels harder for a minute, but you shake off the grogginess faster.
Okay, hard truth there. Finally, let's talk timing. Myth number 5. It doesn't matter when I sleep as long as I get my 8 hours. Total duration is all that counts.
Another appealing but ultimately flawed idea. The fact is, timing is absolutely crucial.
Why?
Because our bodies run on a circadian rhythm, an internal clock, and that clock is naturally synchronized with the light-dark cycle of the sun.
Right, sunrise, sunset.
Exactly. The most restorative, highest quality sleep happens when you sleep in sync with that natural rhythm, primarily during the hours of darkness.
So sleeping 8 hours during the day, like shift workers often have to, that's not the same.
It's definitely not the same biologically. Consistently sleeping out of sync with the natural light-dark cycle, like during daylight hours, is strongly associated with increased risks for a whole range of health problems, metabolic issues, cardiovascular disease, even some cancers.
Wow.
So yes, getting enough hours is vital, but getting those hours at a consistent biologically appropriate time, that's really the gold standard for optimal health and well-being.
So bringing this all together,
Yeah.
what's the big takeaway for everyone listening? The science seems incredibly clear. Our bodies, our minds, they have these non-negotiable needs.
You really do.
And ignoring them,
Yeah.
trying to cheat the system.
Yeah.
It doesn't make us stronger or more productive. It just makes us less effective, more vulnerable, really.
It absolutely does. And this raises a really important question for you, for anyone listening. In your own quest for effectiveness, for well-being, are you willing to challenge the beliefs, these myths that might be holding you back? Because breaking these myths isn't just about knowing facts. It's an act of liberation, really. It requires discipline, the discipline to align your life with biological reality, not just the, unrealistic demands of hustle culture.
That reminds me of Ki Hajar Dewantara, the Indonesian educator.
Yes. His teaching that true freedom requires strong discipline. It's so relevant here. The discipline to honor your body's fundamental need for rest. That's the foundation.
The foundation for sustainable success, real well-being.
Exactly. You build everything else on top of that.
Okay, so here's your challenge then. Become a mythbuster in your own life. Pick just one of these myths we talked about, one you've maybe been telling yourself.
Just one.
For the next 7 days, just try it. Commit to acting on the scientific fact instead. See how it feels. See what happens when you trade that badge of exhaustion for the actual, tangible power of proper restorative rest.
Thank you for joining us on Level Up. That wraps up our first week on Maintain Your Body and Mind Engine. Join us next week as we dive into how to properly fuel your machine with nutrition and movement. Until then, sleep well and keep leveling up.